Okay, here's another lesson on how to adapt work when you just don't have enough time to adapt all of it. So you open up a PDF and you have a whole bunch of handwriting in it, which of course a low vision student cannot read. If they make it large enough, this is at 161%, they can read those nice large letters. So what I want you to do is left click on this, make it turn blue. Control C, I just like the hotkeys more than a right click, but you can right click on it also. And let me show you a huge trick. Now the first thing you need to do, you need to go to your page layout, you need to go to your margins, get that down to either 0.3 or 0.5. I have 0.3 because I use it constantly. The next thing you need to do is you need to hit enter and get that cursor down to the bottom. You're going to find out why in just a minute. Control home, get it back to the top. Now you're going to right click and you can paste, but I like Control V, it's just so much easier. And I'm going to paste. Now I'm going to Control home again, getting my cursor back to the top. Now you cannot do anything with this. You can't move it side to side or anything until you adjust it. So click on it, make sure it's highlighted. You're going to right click on this. You are going to wrap text and you're going to move it behind text. This will enable you to type directly over top of it as the student also if they want to adjust it. Got a whole bunch of white space up here. You need to crop that off. You'll see why in a second. Let's go to our crop bar. It turns to crop. So you're going to just hold down your left click and drag that down. So then you've got more white space at the top and hit enter to put that in place. Okay, so now the student can actually type in directly right over top of it as you can. The next point is very important. Do not hit enter. You already hit your enter. If you hit enter, you're actually going to move the picture down. This is where your down arrow comes in. So here's your down arrow. Now, if you actually have time, but once again, time is of the essence, you can go to insert and you can go to your text box and you can draw a text box and actually completely get rid of that, okay? How do you, and you can continue to type that out, hit escape and get out. But let me show you another way. So let's say you don't even have time to draw text boxes and just type it out, but you've got to get this work done. So what we're going to go ahead and do is we're just going to down arrow. Now you see the picture is outlined. You've got to hit escape and get out of that. So we're way up by student, so let's down arrow and let's choose another option. So we down arrow and we need to go to type out sides. So just hit your space bar now and you can see how it disappears. So you've got to kind of plot that out. So sides, you now can type directly over top of this. Down arrow, let's go down to the next one. So you just kind of visually plot that out. Make sure it's not over a line. So just hit your space bar. Okay, and this way the low vision student can see where that's at. Okay, that's a little bit high, so I'm just actually going to Control Shift left arrow, select it, Control X, and I'm going to hit down arrow and move it down one more space, and then I'm going to hit my space bar to move it across. Now you can also type it outside of this and paste it in there. Look at that, perfect. Okay, those letters are not really great, but you can quickly just go over here and you can type them in. But low vision students, if you make them large enough, and you can actually select that. I just did a Control Shift left arrow to select, and then if you Control Shift greater than, you can make those letters bigger also if you need to. Okay, so let's go down to, here's our fancy triangles, and I'm going to hit my space bar. Now, if you can't remember what the symbols are, just have your Alt-Tab go to your word. 2206, the kids use triangle all the time. So we're going to go ahead and 2206 and Alt-X, and we get that beautiful triangle. That's a little small. Now, they will Alt-V, hit Z, and hit 2 for 200%. So they will increase this tremendously. So increase it to see, is that still large enough? Not really. So Control Shift left arrow once again, and you're just going to Control Shift greater than to make it bigger, right arrow, and then ABC. So you can actually just type directly over your document. The low vision kid, you're going to just tell them ignore all of that handwriting, and they will, because it's going to be very difficult to read. So that is how you can type directly over top right here. Easy. You can easily, you have easily enough space right there to type in actually that handwriting as here also. So that is just a really quick way to adapt work that's not going to take hours.